I feel it's this great time to call it Indian cinema because I feel we are one country. Because when I go to South, when I travel, it really doesn't matter where I am or what city or what language they speak. But what matters is that the feeling of oneness, and they all believe that we're part of one country.
Right.
And that is the beauty of being in our country, and I think that should reflect in a cinema as well. You know, cinema gives you a chance to work with such amazing actors. Like, look at Tabu, like the intensity she shows in Drishyam 2. You know, how fiercely she's fighting for her son, and it's so beautiful in its own way. My mom just went to buy tickets and she can't find any, and we have to go watch it in the front seat, yeah. And Nandini is just, it's a beautifully written character.
Yeah.
And the writing and the dialogues help me to perform better. I feel like every journey that you take as a person makes you a better actor. I need directors who push me. I really long for people who I can fall in love while I'm working with, and they inspire me. It's very, very important. That's what I learned from Rajamouli sir. He is such a believer, such a doer. Like when he was doing even Bahubali, like no one, like I was like, what? Like the budget was so like massive. And then he turned around and made it into like the biggest hit. I mean, he's an amazing believer and doer. And when RRR, like I told him, like, sir, I'm gonna come and do any part in your film, and I openly even say that today. And then he's like, yeah, to aaj, because Karthik called me, and then they called me for this film, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming.
Have you learned some Russian?
Very little, just the bad words.
Bad words? Oh, lovely. That's all that matters, right? When you're angry, you can just keep throwing at him. Hello and welcome to News 18 Showsha, and today I have with me the stunning and the talented Shriya Saran.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very good.
And what has been the response so far for Drishyam 2?
It's actually very, very sweet because my mom just went to buy tickets and she can't find any, and we have to go watch it in the front seat, yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
great.
It's kind of great.
Yeah, so I think very recently we saw your husband, coming to cheer you for the film. What has been his response like?
He loved it. He really loved it. Personally, I have to watch it again to understand properly. But he loved it. We were talking about it like 2 in the morning last night, and it was really interesting because the film is like that, right? Like you leave, there's so much going on, and then by the end of it, you're trying to figure out what happened. And the treatment is really, really amazing. And Abhishek has done a great job. It's written really well. So, yeah, I really want people to go watch it now.
But does he usually watch all your films? Like, is he a fan?
If it's coming out like now, yeah. But he hasn't seen, like, he watched a few of my films. Like, he saw Tadka, then he saw Drishyam 1. That was the first film actually he saw of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's kind of special that he went for the premiere of this one. He saw Gamanam, which is my Telugu film. He saw RRR.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting that we all went and saw the movie together. But Drishyam 2 was special. That was the first premiere that we went together. So.
But is he somebody who is like completely in awe of you when he watches you on the screen?
No,
or does
he's
he tell
very
you?
critical. He'll tell me what exactly he liked and what he didn't, what I could do better. So yeah, my mom is my best critic, but Andre is very subtle, but he's honest.
So Shriya, in a recent interview, you said that you have become a better actor. You feel that you have become a better actor today. Do you also think somewhere that was nudged by the fact that you became a mother?
I feel like in the last 7 years I've traveled, I've lived, I've done crazier things than before. Got married. Radha has taught me to be more patient.
Yeah.
She's taught me how to be more loving. She gives you that intense love that's so infectious. And she's taught me to be more responsible. So, and Nandini is just, it's a beautifully written character.
Yeah.
And the writing and the dialogues help me to perform better. I feel like every journey that you take as a person makes you a better actor. So when you become an aunt, or, when you you go through different experiences, your friendships, your breakups, your love affairs, your love, everyone you meet, they keep teaching you so much, and that makes you a better actor, a better person. The last 7 years have been intense for everyone.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed being Nandini, and I hope you all love and enjoy watching it.
But tell me something. So a lot of women, you know, after they give birth, they want to spend some more time with their children, which is why they probably do not work for a certain period of time. I don't know if you have done that, but your films have consistently been releasing.
Yeah, Radha was 8 months old and I went back to work. And I saw it with my sister-in-law. She's been a great example. She went back to work very soon. My mom was always a working mom.
Yeah.
I always miss her when I'm at work, but I also feel that gives me a sense of responsibility that I want to do my best. I want to give my best, because when I go home, when she says, Mama, I love you, or when she says, bye-bye, Mama, I feel like I want to make sure that one day when she sees my work, she's proud of me, and it kind of makes me a lot more focused.
Yeah, that's great. But then, you know, your husband is also constantly working. How do you really do that equal parenting thing? How do you make sure that...
So when we were shooting for Drishyam, it was very beautiful, because if Andre wasn't home, then I was home, and when I was shooting, my mum was around. So we kind of we were always there.
Yeah.
And so we always make sure that she's with her parent, with one of the grandparent or parent. So, yeah.
Have you learned some Russian?
Very little, just the bad words.
Bad words? Oh, lovely. That's all that matters, right? When you're angry, you can just keep throwing at him. You know, speaking of him, so like I was telling you about this special screening, I think it was a very lovely moment that you shared with him on the red carpet. You kissed each other, and I think the internet just blew up. Are you aware of that people have been trolling you quite a bit?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, because Andre just thinks it's normal to like
Absolutely
go and kiss some like me, and like when it's my special moment, and it's really beautiful, because I feel like, and we always do it, but he doesn't understand why I would be like trolled or not natural. But yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
You started your career, I think, in 2001. You know, it's been about 2 decades, more than that. Yeah. What are you seeking as an actor today? Has your priorities shifted in terms of the roles that you would want to do?
I think with Radha, like I said, I think the shift happened when Dhruv was born. He was born when Shivaji was released, and I'm like, or when Kimaya was born, I felt like I want to make them proud. Like, and even today, when they say they like my film, like after Drishyam 2, he came and said, "Boo, I love the film," and it made so much difference to me, because I'm like, okay, he likes it. And so I feel when kids, when they come in your life, they bring so much and they give you so much.
True.
They become your teachers, and so they bring in so much love and positivity. So that kind of changes. But yeah, like today I want to work where I know that one day when Radha watches it, I want to make her proud. I wanted to know that I've been a grateful person, and I'm very, very grateful for what life has given me, what cinema has given me, because I'm so girl next door, and then cinema gave me a chance to be part of it and to be so beautifully part of it. And then I wanted to know that I work really hard. And it's, you know, cinema gives you a chance to work with such amazing actors. Like, look at Tabu, like the intensity she shows in Drishyam 2. You know, how fiercely she's fighting for her son, and it's so beautiful in its own way.
Yeah.
You might want to like try to say if it's justified or not, but the fact remains that she's so pure when she's talking about it. It's a mother's pain.
Absolutely.
And it's just how it is.
But is there a deal breaker for you? Like something that you did earlier which you probably wouldn't want to repeat anymore? I'm talking about a prototype of a character, if there is any.
No, I don't think I've done anything that crazy, but I would like to experiment more, work with directors who inspire me, who push me, who help me find a part of me. Like, honestly, if someone had to tell me that I remember going for Drishyam 1 and I asked Nishi, ho jayega na? Nishi's like, ho jayega, tu chal. But you need someone who'll push you.
Yeah.
Even when I read the Drishyam 2, some of the scenes, they were like so intense, and I'm like, whoa, I mean, like, how will we do this? And he's like, bas tu cut ho jayega. And Abhishek said, let's just do it. It'll work. Today will be a great day. It will be a great. So you need people like I need people like that. I need directors who'll push me. I really long for people who I can fall in love while I'm working with, and they inspire me. It's very, very important.
So Shriya, while we are talking about Drishyam 2, we cannot not talk about RRR.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, while you had a limited screen time, the film, we know it went on to do wonders. And the best thing is that, you know, now currently they are, I think, campaigning for the film to be, you know, at the Oscars.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's what I learned from Rajamouli sir. He is such a believer, such a doer. Like when he was doing even Bahubali, like no one, like I was like, what? Like the budget was so like massive. And then he turned around and made it into like the biggest hit. I mean, he's an amazing believer and doer. And when RRR, like I told him, like, sir, I'm gonna come and do any part in your film, and I openly even say that today. And then he's like, yeah, to aaj, because Karthik called me, and then they called me for this film, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming. And the screen test got over, and then he's like, listen, this is the story, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So chal, let's shoot, and that was it. And
wow.
Yeah, and I had no idea how big this film was going to be.
Right.
And all I wanted to do was just to be part of his film. And yeah, he's just an amazing director to work with, and I loved doing that part. So intense, so difficult, but it was so much fun.
I'm sure. But have you had the opportunity to speak to him while he's so, you know, actively campaigning for the film?
No, I'm just very, very, very happy that I'm part of the film, and I know that he will he'll always do great films because he loves cinema. His whole family is about cinema, and it's amazing that he is so loyal to his entire team, and they all work together. And I love lunches on his sets. Like everyone sits together and have lunch together. Yeah, he's amazing to work with.
Great. You know, with Pan India being the it word today, I mean, that's something we have always seen you doing, dabbling, you know, between the Hindi film industry and the South. How do you look at this exchange of talents between both the industry today? And, you know, what do you think it took so long for us to actually look at Indian cinema as a whole?
I think Indian cinema was always as a whole Indian cinema. There were no boundaries before, because if you remember, actors always came and like Rahida Rahman ji or Hema Malini ji, they always worked in different industries. Rajni sir did Hindi film like years ago, centuries ago.
Right.
But I feel like it kind of stopped in a while because it was just not possible for a hero to come and do a film in Hindi, which would take like 8-9 months, and then campaign for it, because, you know, that would like, you will lose out so many, like almost a year. But now with like language not being a barrier because of the OTT platform, and people are not really looking at the language, but they're looking at it as a content. If the film is good, they just want to go watch it. And they're watching great cinema. It doesn't matter if it's in their language or not. So I feel it's this great time to call it Indian cinema, because I feel we are one country. Because when I go to South and I travel, it really doesn't matter where I am or what city or what language they speak. But what matters is that the feeling of oneness, and they all believe that we're part of one country.
Right.
And that is the beauty of being in our country, and I think that should reflect in our cinema as well.
Absolutely, completely agree with you. You know, on a slightly different note, talking about your social media, I think it was in 2013 when you had left Twitter, but you came back, I think, a couple of years later.
I'm not on Twitter anymore.
Oh, you aren't? Okay. So Twitter is today like not just Twitter, I mean social media in general is like this monster, you know, always on the lookout, you know, people are trolling you all the time, trying to pull you down. And 2013 mein वैसे तो these things, it was not really a prelude also. Do you think today with you being on Instagram, you have developed a kind of thick skin? Have you learned to take things with
I
a
just
pinch of
don't
salt?
read bad comments or don't react to them, because I feel unka kaam hai likhna, mera kaam hai avoid karna. I just do what I have to do, share part of life that I can share, part that I can't share, that's very personal or private or precious, I don't. So I decide And I think Instagram or any social media tool that you choose to express yourself with is a solid tool to express yourself, and it's beautiful. It's interesting because you can say what you want to say and say it out, and it's a great tool. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is right now.
Right.
So whether or not you want to take it as a positive tool or a negative, it's for you to decide. But if you know how to use it, it can be a great tool.
So does the thought of, you know, not putting your child's face out there for the world to see, does that also come from this very fact that there are certain things that you would want to keep private to you and sacred perhaps?
Yeah, because I don't know, what if she doesn't want to be seen?
Yeah, it's her choice, and she's...
What if she gets
very
up
true.
tomorrow and she says, she doesn't want. Maybe she wants to be in the limelight. Maybe she enjoys it. Maybe she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
But if she is not somebody who doesn't enjoy it, that it's not for me to decide. I want her to decide it later. Having said that, if I could go back to the world where I could just make films and work in films and have the PR team take care of how to promote the film, and then when I'm not promoting the film and cannot have the stress of putting anything out there on Instagram, I would love that.
Great.
Yeah.
Well,
having said that, if I could be off in social media, I would love that. But I know Deepthi will hate me for that. I don't have a choice. My PR team will hate me for that.
Okay, well, then lastly, what's next on the plate for you?
I am doing a film called Kabza. That's with Deep and Upendra sir. They're like amazing actors to work with. Then there is with Sharman Joshi.
I love your look in the film though.
You like? Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's very like 19... I mean, the film starts from 1947, 48.
Yeah.
But this character comes in 60s up till 80s.
Right.
So it has that whole vibe going on. So yeah, we did that. Very, very happy that it's a great, it's very well done film. It's amazing. And then again, this Sharman Joshi, who's amazing to work with, so funny. The guy is amazing to work with. So sweet of him to come for the premiere yesterday. Now I'm gonna bug him that he has to come for every premiere. But that will came my head. But yeah, so I've done music school with him.
Great then. On that note, thank you. And
Thank you.
Looking forward to all the best.
Yeah, please go watch Drishyam, man.
Of course.
Drishyam 2. Please go watch it in theatres. There are no tickets available, I know. But please make sure that you book all the screens, and then there are no seats available. And then make sure that it goes house full, because honestly we're here with Drishyam 2 only because you gave us so much love, and I really want you all to give us a lot more love in this film. Thank you for loving the film. Thank you for loving Nandini. Thank you for loving Vijay. Thank you for loving all of us. Anu, Anju, it's just like we really need your love. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Shriya Saran and you're watching me on News 18 Showsha.